Hi Sue. Hi Debbie. Hi Nicola. Just cleaning my glasses so I can actually see. Oh, right, I can see. Right, let's see everybody coming on board. Hi Heather. I might put my face to the camera this week so you can see what's going on. Let's see if I can do this. Ooh, give it a bit of a click. Oh. Hi Dave. Hi Kate. Woo! How are we? Are we all right? We've what have we got on? 14, 16. Let's wait till it goes up a little bit, you know. Hi Mum. Are you okay? What we're doing this week, we're going to draw an ear. Hiya Pete. All right. I hope everybody's got a nice cheeky glass of wine. I've got... Ooh, let's have a look. I'm getting worse than the... got a cheeky one. Hi Kate. So yeah, we're going to draw an ear. Hiya Penelope. Are you all right? We've got a few new people on tonight, which is really cool. I've got my t-shirt on, hi Virginia, hi Bev. Everybody seen my t-shirt? A little bit of advertising there. So yeah, I went down to see it today at the Printworks and literally parked outside and nearly cried. I just stood over the road and just looked up at it and went, oh my Gideon, that is huge. So yeah, it's on the big screen outside the Printworks. Hi Heather, better late than never, 4-time lucky. I've got a red. Lovely to see you too. Hi Ian. I hope Dave and Nicola are going to be competing again. No, I've run out of alcohol. Oh, bad times. Right, I'll drive over tonight and drop you some off. So I'm going to show you how to draw an ear. We're going to draw along together. I've got a few basic drawings of an ear that I've printed out. And we'll draw along together. I'll draw with you. There's not really a lot to teach you in this one otherwise, other than the shape of the ear. There's a basic shape, and then from then it's all down to your sort of shading and your ability to sort of put it together. So fingers crossed, we should enjoy it. We'll try and do a couple of ears from different directions. Hi Helen. So I'm going to show you it again as usual. A couple of my drawings, a couple of pieces of artwork that I've done previously that have an ear in them. How exciting is that? Hi Rob, hi Kate. Hi Helen, hi Colin. I try and say hello to everybody, so if I do miss anybody, I do apologise. So this was the painting that Noel Gallagher's actually got in his house. So I did it. I'm going to turn it around. Only because there's a bit of an ear in it. You can't see much. So I do there you go. So this is the painting that I did of Noel. Hi Joanne. And he's only a bit of an ear. To be honest, most of the time you do ears, you don't really get to see a lot of them, especially on men, because they're usually covered by hair, unless you're me and you're as bald as a coot. Hi Catherine, hi Marie, hi Tommy. Hope your lad's doing it again tonight, Tommy. Right, another one. So these are quite iconic actually. So that's a painting, and again, this is the painting I did of Ian Curtis. He's got a bit of a funny ear there. Never really noticed. I'll be directing you through the pencil situation in a minute, Heather. Calm yourself. Who else have we got? So another quick one that had a bit of an ear. Ooh. Drop my pencils now. Right, this is David Silver. Bit more ear, bit of shading. So this is all pencil. Lee. And finally, who else have we got? I'll have to turn this one around because you can see this. So this was a painting that I did of Prince. And that's got a bit more of his ear on. Hi, Jenny. So, I think we'll just have a go. Let's have a go. Why not? It's nice to have everybody on board. We're on the, like I say, 5th class. What I'll do after, I'll share it online so everybody can see it again. I'll also put it on my YouTube channel. So if you want to try and subscribe to that, or just direct people towards it and you can all have a go. It's no big deal. I'm not after 50 million followers. It don't make any difference. As long as people are enjoying what I do and you can learn something from it. And it whiles away an hour while we're all stuck on lockdown. So hope you enjoy it. Hi, Joni. We'll give it a go and we'll see how we go. Just trying to find a pencil sharpener. And so it begins. Right. I'm on the other side of the camera. I'm going to put you in my little thing. I can take my little postcard down. I can retrieve my pencils off the floor and I can talk you through. Hopefully everybody can see. Any problems if you can't see? So we're going to choose to draw. I think we'll go for this. We'll go for this really simple one first, shall we? We'll go for a simple one, and then we might have a go at this. Yeah, so this one can eventually turn into this one. We'll see how the shading goes from here to here, from here to here to here, and then we might, if we get time, we'll have a go at the other one. So, and I'm also going to quickly talk you through, because I know there's a few people have bought pencils, which is pretty cool. Very quickly through the pencil situation. Let me get another piece of paper over the top just to show you. So, if we start at one end, I've not got them all here, I've only got out the ones that I think that I might need. So anything with, there we go, anything with a H is for hard. So basically, if I lightly press on, yeah, to very hard, the hardest to press on, it does a very straight, thin line. There's not really a lot I can do. I'll go through the paper if I pressed it any harder. But the thing with that is, I can literally, if I lift it off to almost nothing, so all the H's, from 1H upwards, let me see what else I've got. I've got a 3H. A 3H. So a 3H, same again. It's just, I mean, as long as it's sharp, it just allows you to do literally to nothing. And the harder you press, you might get something at this end that's a bit shaded. So all the H's are hard. So they're really light pencils, pretty much like your HB. HB is hard black. So, and then all your B's are, oops, there's 2B, which is sort of the lower end. So 2B, you can see the difference already. So that is a softer, so B on a pencil stands for black. If anybody didn't want to know that, you can have that fact for the evening. Hi Lee, hi Joe, hi Diane. So yeah, so B stands for black, so HB, which is right in the middle of the scale, is hard black. So we've got HB in the middle to 9B, and I don't know if they go up to 9, up to 9H. This way is soft, yeah. So this is all your B's, your really soft things that you don't have to do a lot. This is 6B. 6B literally is black, but the softer I go, so all the B's this end will do your shades of your dark shades. Everything on the H from HB that way, you can't see that because it's not in camera, to 9H. So let me just get one. Yeah. So everything this side is very, very thin, very, very sharp, and very, very light. And it goes that way. Soft and hard. Yeah. There's some sort of euphemism in there. And I've got one that says F. I haven't got one with me right now. F is also right in the middle, and that's a fine pencil. So that is also very light and very fine. So good question, Dave. Hiya, Sue. All right. Hiya, Wolfie. We've got quite a lot of new people on tonight, so I'm expecting everybody should have a piece of paper, a la piece of paper, and hi, Stuart, and everybody can have a go at drawing an ear. And afterwards, when we've done it, I want everybody to share them online. Let's have a look at everybody else's. If you want to adapt what you do and get better at it, just buy more pencils and better pencils. That's all I would suggest. So you can even do all this with just a HB. It's mainly just the premise of doing it more than anything. So we're going to draw an ear. So everybody, eyes down for a full house. We're going in. Okie doke. So basic ear. Let's all get looking. If you do, so we're going to go for starters. We're going to do it to the methodical way. So we've got an off line. Yeah, it doesn't have to be that tilted, actually. It can probably be a bit less than that. I think I've gone a bit much. Look at that. I made a mistake already. Yeah, go a bit more. So instead of straight down, just off slant, off. Yeah, so off a straight line. Doesn't even need to be perfect. So just do what you think. And then your top of your ear. So just imagine, visualise what your top of your ear will be. Let's guess that that's the bottom. Yeah, top of the ear is obviously wider. Yeah, because you might have a, you know, you're looking for that almost, aren't you? You're looking for that sort of effect. So, and then if you go out this way, and we're just doing what is probably the easiest way to learn how to draw is just do shapes. Do shapes for everything. Hi Lee, hi Glenn, hi Donna. Just do shapes for everything. So now, that is your perfect shape to start with. What we're going to do from there is we're just going to, and this is where you all get your bit of artistic license, is let's start to draw in some sort of ear. So we'll curl it up at the bottom. Yeah, maybe go in a little bit there and then out to there. Yeah, are we all happy? We're all happy? That bit's the bit that attaches to your head. Okay, and from there we've got, there's your basic shape. So that's a starting point. If you, like, if I just remove where we started from mine, we should have something that looks slightly ear-like. Okay, yeah. And then this, I'm just going to fade that out, but make sure we can still see it. So there is a shape. Hi, Adam. So there's your basic shape. So from here, what we're going to do is we now have to start building the structure. So this is, again, usually faint lines. So we're starting somewhere here. There'll be lots of ear jokes. Yeah, and then you've got this thin rib all the way around. So let's go, and I'm doing it rough, and I'm doing it around a camera, so it's not the easiest, so you might have a better chance of getting it nice and neat. Yeah, and then this, so this is the bit where they pierce it, obviously. So I'm just going to bring it in here, and I'm just following a bit of reference. Yeah, hi Thomas. Hope you're well. Okay, so there's your basics. That's the starting point. So we've got a shape of an ear. This is where it attaches. This is the earlobe. I won't go down all the technical routes, but we'll see what people might come up with. So this is the bit that curves back in. And then we'll leave a little gap. Yeah. And then you get that funny bobbly bit. And then you get the little bit there. Okay, and then we're going to go and we're going to follow this around, and we're going to create a curve just inside it. But what's clever is if we go back over here, we're going to join that with a bit of a faint line. It's not easy, yeah. Okay, I'm just going to rub out that to make it a little bit more accurate. So we should have something that looks like that. Hi, Diane. So there's that bit. So we've got this nice curved. So we know that's it's curved like that. So this shape all the way around will look like that if you cut through it. Yeah. This is the inner ear. This is the bit you can hear with, and I'm gonna make it just a little bit bulbous. So don't be afraid. If it doesn't look right, don't be afraid. Just rub it out and do it. Just do. And do what I do quite a lot of the time, which is squint at it a lot. So if you squint, you'll see, you can tend to see what's wrong with it quicker than when you're staring at it. So if you squint a bit, you'll be like, oh my God, what the hell? And then they've got this bit inside, which is just going to curve up from here. I'm not going to keep doing the ear jokes. Yeah. So that, I think, is pretty much the only lines you need to construct an ear. That is literally it. You know, it's a simple shape. The hardest part about it, I would say, is where you now will decide how you're going to shade it. So I'm just making it a bit neater. I can take them lines away now, the ones that we had at the start. Yeah. So that has all been done with 4H. Yeah. I'm just going to see. Is that better? Is that a bit crisp? I've just clicked on the screen. So there's a bit of an ear. all I'd say on mine, sticks out a bit up here, but everybody's ears are different. So I'm going to say this is somebody who's somebody else's ear. So as with all art, it's down to you what it looks like. I'm now moving to be or not to be. Zoom in, okay. And this is where you can start bringing it to life now. So with your soft pencil, which again is going to cause a bit more drama to your page. So this is where you start to build up slowly. You'll just see this start popping out, because at the minute it's obviously very flat and it's just a few lines. But once you start popping this out now, as with the eye, you'll see that it will start to gain some strength. I'm going to do all the bits that are really dark for starters. This can look like anything because that's just your bobbly bit. Okay, and that's obviously, in this bit is very dark. We can pretty much, I would say, with quite a lot of confidence. Yeah. We can fill that in. Hi Keith, hi Gillian. So, next, we're going to define this bit. So we're going to start just there. We're going to go lightly and then press on a bit. And again, this is going to separate. This is where you're going to get your shading awards. So it's all down to now how you handle your pencil, basically. How you see, I'm going from that to this, which is like almost a mid-tone. And I can go, the darker, harder I press on in this bit, you will start to then pick up the shape. And then I'm going to just add just a little bit. I'm just making very small circles, very, very tiny circles, which is just building the shading up. Again, you shade how you want and what feels right. But yeah, starting to do. Can't hear you. Sorry, speak up. Can you not? Are you serious? Can everybody else hear me? Do I need to shout? Sorry, Andy. Again, the bottom of the ear. Am I talking too loud? Was that a wind up? Can't work it out. Bottom of the ear is obviously going to have the heaviest shading under there. And then whatever shape it is, I'm going to go all the way around this edge just to define it, maybe up to this corner. Say corner. I don't know why I'm saying corner. Yeah, and then under here, again, just little circles. I'm using a 2B pencil, and we're just going to take this harsh line away from this bottom edge because we need to soften up the bottom of the ear. Yeah. And this is where you can go through the whole... If you want to spend loads of time after the event, after we've done this tonight and you've had a go, you could literally spend bloody hours doing this. Depends how much time you've got and how much you can be bothered. But it's the premise of, yeah? So that's giving it a little bit of, just a bit of a bit more of a curve, and also this sort of thing. So it is making it like you have got a curve to it. And then we're going to start, this bit in here is very dark. So we're going to go in here. This is where I'm going to have to do a bit of contorting around the camera. So I'm going to go there, and I'm going to just accentuate it a bit. And I'm not spending too much time. What I want to do is, if everybody follows it along and sort of shades the areas like me, you will end up with something that looks like a 3D object. And if you can, basically, if you can master making a piece of paper look like a 3D object, then you are getting there. And every week, people buying new stuff, new pencils. I'm getting messages off people who are like trying the videos out on a Sunday and like getting family involved. It's brilliant. And that's all I want to do. I want to post pictures on Facebook. I want to inspire people. I want to make people smile with my artwork. And like this NHS one, I want as many people to see it. If people can wear it, that's even better. But as many people can see it as possible. And just share positive thoughts, basically. Because in a world of negative nastiness right now, what we need is positive people. Because you can spend all your day bloody... It's easier being positive. Okay, so again, I am going to go darker with all this because I've got... I'm going to use a lot darker pencil. But just starting to almost look like an A. Hi, Joe. I'm Andy. We've got American audience all the way from Texas. So what I'm going to do now is start bringing the shading into this section up here. And we're going to try and retain a little bit of shading. Yeah, okay. And then there's this weird bit in most days. I say most days. I don't actually know what all these bits are called. I know there's like cochlea and bloody inner ear and all that rubbish. But do you know what I mean? This is almost like a bloody pipe. Or like a bit like the Jules Rimet trophy, actually. So I'm going heavy in this bit because this is very dark. Okay, I'll try and stop the camera shaking by holding it up here. Okay, and we're going to bring that a bit further down. Starting to take shape. Let's have a look. And then top here, so this is obviously curved, it's a beveled edge. So I'm going to try and continue the curve. So I am actually I'm following the shape of the ear, what I think is the shape of the ear, with my pencil strokes, rather than just doing random lines in different directions. It's quite nice to be able to see the shape come to life. Okay. And then this, again, like I said, it goes over the loop there, over that shape. So I'm going to continue the shading around the shape. So it has some sort of 3D form that actually makes sense. Okay. So this should start to look like something. And now I'm going to pick up a totally different pencil. I'm going to really heavy. So this is 6B. Just make sure we're in focus. So 6B. So we've got, hopefully we're getting there to some sort of shape. But 6B now should really start to make it pop out. And in here, we want it almost black. Okay. Okay, and follow the curve around there. It's a bit more precise shading this week. Get rid of it. You don't want to see any lines, basically. In this bit, I'm just going to do some basic flat, I say flat shading, but you'll see what it does in a minute. Barely touching it, and then this bit, I'm going there, but then I'll define the edge. Starting to look like something, I reckon. Okay. bring this out again. So the more you put the dark edge against the light edge, the more you get the sort of the 3D effect right underneath here. Because we've already built up 3 tones there pretty much. I'm going to go right to the bottom. I'm going to put a very defined black edge to it, and then I'm going to just soften it in. So we don't want any straight lines, we don't want anything that looks obviously drawn. We're trying to build a shape using shading. Okay, hi Jane. Hi Sophie. Oh, we're stretching across the world tonight. So we've got New Zealand on one side of the world, and we've got Texas on the other. Let's see which country can draw the best. Right, I'm going to bring this in a bit because it looks a bit far out. Okay, and I'm going to add an element of curve to this. So I'm going to start there. I'm going to go higher and higher. Higher. Okay, I'll bring that around there. So eventually we should, with a little bit of work, you know, obviously we are doing this quicker than I would ever normally draw, but to give you the idea, I'm now just going to start to just push it in a bit. And then right at the top, it's pretty much pitch black because that is under the lip of, yeah. And then down here. And what we should end up with, even if you do this, you're doing it to the shape of the ear. You're not just doing it randomly. So I'm just going to add a little bit of graphite because obviously you're picking up graphite to shade and just give it a level of smoothness. Mine looks like a jellyfish being attacked by a tadpole. Good. Lovely, Joanne. I think that's what we were after, actually. I think that's the exact thing we were trying to recreate. So, have a look. Let's have a look. I'm just going to add a bit more to this here. Just to give that, again, a bit more curve. This bit here and this bit up here. I'm going to add just a bit more shading just to finish it off. And hopefully you've all got something at your end that looks like an ear. And then our faithful friend. See, you can soften all these lines. You're not going to have very strong lines like that. You could easily, I mean, the difference this will make now, putty rubber just makes it more delicate. You don't need all that. Yeah. Down at the bottom down here, there's always a strong highlight around here. Okay. And then going into the ear, there, and then over the top. And then to add almost a thing here, we're going to try and make this look a bit more. Yeah, so it started, that's really sort of bringing the shape out. And with the putty rubber, you can even shade with the putty rubber. And then that's going in there a little bit, another highlight. A bit more highlight in here. And then I'm going to just get rid of that bit there. So, hopefully, how are we looking at your end? Got something that looks like something. I'll take that top edge off, just again to make it more delicate. So that's not bad actually. It's not too bad. It's a bit thingy here, a bit too shaded, as in a bit. The transition here is not as good as I probably would spend time doing in this section. So this looks like it flows in, but looks all right. So look. Okay, so IQA, just have a little cheeky glass of wine, just a little cheeky drink while we're... So a lot of that shading there, a lot of this is built up with the shading. It's how you decide to shade the different levels. And you could spend absolutely hours bringing that to life and making it pop out the page. But that is a basic, and what we've taken it from is we started with that, and we've gone from that to that by just adding, you know, the lines and stuff. So that's it. Build up the shapes, get you different levels of pencil, and then you will eventually end up with something that you'll be happy with. So we'll have one more go at an ear on the other side of the head that's got, I'd say, a little bit more detail in it. But we'll put that one there. And we need a bit more paper to start with. So I'm just going to draw this. You can copy along. I'm going to draw this as I see it. And that's what I probably spend most time doing, is drawing what you see on the page. You need to spend time, and I'm not gonna have any reference other than I'm not gonna build a grid around it or anything like that. I'm just gonna draw as I build it up. So we're gonna go again. This is the opposite way around. So sometimes, I'll tell you what it is, you might find that you find it harder drawing the other way around. So easier drawing the ear point in the opposite direction, if that makes sense. So again, it's coming at a slight angle. So on the page, it's just off straight. And then we'll come down here. This is quite a uniform ear. There we go. Okay. And that's your shape. We're gonna go put the edge on. Make it not as up to the top there, and I'm just gonna draw this as I see it, and you can copy along if you like, or you can continue with the other ear that you were working on, and it'll hopefully just give you a bit of thought as to what it should look like. Okay. So bit by bit. It's all exactly the same structure. Let's have a look. Sorry, I'll try and get this onto it as well. So it's all the same structure as this. It's just in reverse. It's going to be, but it will add a little bit more detail to this one. And hopefully you'll all get somewhere close. But it is, to get good at artwork, you just need to keep looking at what you're drawing. Practice, 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 and look all the time at what you're drawing. If you don't like it, rub it out, do a bit more, rub it back in, shade it, and then see what we get. To be honest, I've never spent this much time looking at ears. I didn't realise it had this many bloody weird bits in it. Okay. And that goes around there again. And then that goes into this weird and wonderful shape over here. Yeah. Okay. And hopefully all the pencils, the people with different pencils, daft question, are everyone's ears identical? No idea. Hi Amy, hi Nikki, hi Mike. I've no idea. For me, I think my left ear is lower than my right ear, but I don't know if that's just because I wear my glasses a bit funny. Have a look in the mirror tonight and see if your ears are the same. I've no idea. I'm guessing not, because your feet aren't the same. And I don't know if your hands are the same. I don't think they're exact mirror images. But you could be one of those people. Hi, Stephanie. So I'm drawing the basic structure, and that is just a faint pencil line of what I can see on my page. and I'm just gonna try and replicate what I'm seeing. And then we're gonna go to a heavy. I'm gonna go for my favourite pencil, which is really boring and geeky, which is my very heavy 6B I'm using, which is gonna bring in the shading. So all this up here, almost black. So, and then we'll bring it right down, and hopefully as I develop the drawing and you can draw along with especially this one, is you'll see, I hope, if I get it somewhere sort of right, that it looks decent. That's going to go in there, and then it's going to go there like that. So, and I will keep altering as I see what I see. So I'm going against the grain here by doing shading in an opposite direction. That's because I'm working around a camera, which doesn't help, but hopefully gives you a bit of an idea. Okay, and I'm going to just bring just a couple of darker lines in to get the shape. Okay. This bit again dark. So I'm going with all you really dark bits first, for no other reason, but that's the way I'm feeling. Okay, hi Nikki. All I had was a 6B. That's good. Still can use a 6B. Just don't press on as much. I'm going to stick with using a 6B now, Penelope. So this bit is very dark. This bit is very dark as well. But this is full of pulling the shapes out now. We're trying to get the definition of these weird shapes that are inside the ear. So building this up. So I know everybody's probably got bored of my Printworks picture now that's been sent all over the place. It's amazing. I'm really, really pleased. But I've got, in the next coming days, 2 or 3 days maybe, I've just got to decide. I've got brand new artwork that I will be shouting about and hopefully getting people excited about. So if anybody's seen my Printworks mural, the very, very big one that's got hundreds of, if not 1,000 pictures on it, well, I've created a new version which I will be putting out in a few days for people to see, that I've been working on for a few months. So a little work aside there while I'm going on with myself. But I just want people to see it, and hopefully people will get the same reaction that we had with the other Printworks mural that I did, where, you know, it became a bit of a sought after item. Hi Philip. Hi Nikki. So if I've missed you and I've not said hello, I apologise. I am trying to juggle. But like I say, I'm just shading and colouring what I see now. So you can happily follow what I'm doing, or you can continue with the other ear if you're enjoying putting some shade on that. And as Penelope has only got a 6B, I'm going to try and continue doing it with a 6B. So, but this is cool tonight. We've gone global. I mean, we're in America and we're in New Zealand. I don't know. I'm going to have to try and get my mate in Australia to be on. And we've still got a good audience. And like I say, a lot of people come on, have a little go, and then disappear. And then I'm finding that I'm getting messages saying, can we get your video again? Can we do it from, like, it was on at weekend. So I've started putting them all on YouTube. So if you've subscribed to YouTube, you'll see that every video goes on there with me rambling on. And also, I share other stuff on there. So I've got like some of my handing over videos of like Vincent Company and other random people that I've been lucky enough to do artwork for. So this is starting to build up. And I am going to I'm going to change to a H, so I apologise to Penelope. Just to get the light shading in here. And then all this down here is really dark, because all this feeds in. But I just want to get a uniform grey over it to start with. Okay, so that gives me a bit of a tone to work with. And then I'm going to go back to the very heavy one. And I'm going to shade in the direction of travel, so everything is soft curving. And this one, I'm going to just make it a little bit thinner. Excuse me. And go. I'm going to add some weight up here. And a bit of weight down here. And I'm going to soft, literally now, hardly touching the page. Just add a bit of softness to that. Hi Kay. Hi Philip. And then we've got to do the earlobe. So the earlobe again, give it a bit of weight by giving it a nice strong bottom. Now this is the difficult bit. This is now we're trying to make the curve of the ear, and what we want to try and do is connect all this up now with really soft shading. So I found one of the nice ways, somebody said last week, and I can't remember who it was asking about shading. To get a really consistent shading, I find quite an easy way is just to do very small circles. And it is a case of being patient, and if you've not got patience, then it's not very easy. But building up stuff like stubble, hair shading, all that sort of stuff. Just do very, very light shading, very small circles. And if the other way is to just stroke it off the page like that. So you do whatever you think gets you the best effect. And also what I was saying last week is always have a piece of paper on hand, because you sometimes get a harsh edge on your pencil. So always have one that you can sort of scrub your pencil to make it softer on the edge. So you've got a nice flat plane to work with. So this is just building up some sort of semblance of shading to the earlobe. So we are in, I don't even know what week we're in now. We're in week 5 of art, my art class. But we're also in week, I think this is my 7th week of being stuck in the house. And today I went to town to drop something off and went by the Printworks and had a look at my art there. But it's getting hard, I think. Some days are harder than others. I don't know how anybody else is feeling. Some days you just wake up and it's a bit weird. I have no idea what day it is. So this is starting to have some sort of form to it now. And again, I'm going to make this a lot darker. This needs a bit of shading to make it a bit more 3D. Okay. Hi, Joe. I missed the eyes and noses. Are they still available? Yes. Hi, Mags. If you go to my YouTube, so go on YouTube, just search for Justin Eagleton, or I will share it again later. You can do all of the tutorials that we've done in this class with me rambling on. Every single one of them is on there in its full entirety. So you can do it at your own time, your own leisure. Challenge the kids, challenge your husband, challenge anybody, challenge Annika. And you will find you get quite good fun. And to be honest, we have been doing this for the best part of 45 minutes now, and I guarantee that people who are doing it and actually shading down the page are not thinking about bad things in life or any troubles. They're thinking about, how the hell am I going to shade this here? And that's what it's about. That's all I want to do. Get people drawing. Hopefully you enjoy it. You can cope with my mank tones going on. It's good. It feels like a family that are maybe a dysfunctional family. But, you know, that is starting to now. I've only got a HB pencil. Okay. But it makes it difficult, I have to tell you. But you can do it. You can do it with a HP pencil. Why don't you try as well? If you've got pens, doing it with fine pens is quite good. Because you can try different techniques. And what I'm going to do at the end of this little bit here is I'm going to... Let's just pick out these a bit and make them real. Get rid of that straight line. Don't want any straight lines. This all feeds in. Yeah, so we're building up a structure. And this is, again, a different ear to before. Hi, Frida. It's a different ear to what we did before. And this one also has... I'm going to just sharpen this pencil just to give you a... Basically put it in its context. Because I will then... I'm going to rub out a little bit, but just to put it in context with where it sits, I'm just going to add in as per my reference. And you don't have to do this, but just gives you a bit of context to it, basically. I'm just going to add in, and one thing I do like doing is drawing hair. Not in this situation, but I do get quite carried away when I'm doing hair. Just to give you a bit of an idea of how this sort of sits in a structure of the picture. So what we can do, if anybody has enjoyed it, just tell your friends. Let's get more people here. Let's get more people drawing. Let's keep the community going. I don't mind keeping it going after lockdown. If people want me to draw for them and want to draw along, then I will happily do it. So let's just try and keep everybody positive, everybody happy, and everybody can keep inspiring each other with whatever it is you're good at or whatever it is, what challenges you've got. So this is, like I say, this is just giving a bit of context to where it is. Obviously, it's attached to somebody's head, but the difference it makes adding just quickly. I know I'm adding it quickly, so difference it makes to being able to see the context is good. So this is just going on somebody's, so it's starting to look a little bit better. The thing with hair is hair takes a long time to be good at it, and I've done it a long time, and it does take half of your pencils, and it takes a lot of looking and studying how it falls. In this situation, I've just drawn lots of lines very quickly, but you can see the end of all the lines. It's very rare. You know, you'll have to go in and almost define. You're almost turning it into nothing, if that makes sense. Because look, I mean, hair doesn't look like that. Hair might look like, you know, it might look like this, where it disappears. So at the follicle, it'd be heavy. But as it comes away, obviously, it gains lightness. So this is no special hair. All I'm doing is just adding a bit in just to show you. And hopefully it gives it a bit more structure. And that's kind of a thing there. A lot more darkness there. And that's underneath. So that will have this. Will produce a shadow under there, surprisingly. And also a shadow under there, which you can follow around. And then we get our trusty putter rubber out. You know, so that's now put a shape which started out as, you know, we've all started with this. So to get from this to putting it sort of in more of a context of a shape, I'm going to add a soft shade to it all. Excuse me. But then what I am going to do, like I did before, so we've got a one sort of tone. This also will need under here. A little bit of a, we're just going to put just a little shadow under there, just again, give it a bit more. So it's just a case of practicing. We're going to lose some of this hair because I don't like it, just to bring it into the neck a bit better. And the putty rubber is fantastic for hair. So you can add highlights to hair without actually drawing it. I can take it off the page. You know, and nip it in there, and look, it makes a massive difference to being able to shade this. So again, I'm gonna, with the putty rubber, as I go on every week, you can squash it. So that you can make it like that. So instead of it being like that, I can make it like that. I can also, it's like blue tack. You can make it into a point. And that helps with stuff like this, that watch the difference with this, which is all flat and shaded. And then I'm going to use the putty rubber on it. And it should, I hope. The difference with that. So you've gone from shaded to literally lifting the graphite off. And you've ended up with a 3D object because it's softly shading around, you know, around this section. I'll introduce a bit of light there. Excuse me. And then this, again, try and pick the edge nice, and I'm going probably way dramatic. My own hair is well beyond a putty rubber. Hi, Darren. And then, right, I think my hair's way beyond a putty rubber, to be honest. Or what hair? And then, so this bit has got a little bit of light on it. And then right at the top, generally, if it's sticking out, we'll get rid of all that. We'll do a really over the top, basically just lifting all the lead off there, and look at the difference that'll make. So now, you know, the difference between the really light and the dark is really strong. All this over here is the side of his face. So I'm going to clean that up. I'm going to clean that bit up. I'm going to get rid of that nasty little bit at the bottom. And then add a little bit more light to there and to there. Yeah, so we started to look, you know, we've got something that looks like a shape that started out as a few pencil lines. And I'm just going to take off a little bit of that sharp edge with my lighter pencil. And you will get, you know, this is a bit more in-depth shading-wise. But hopefully everybody's managed to follow along and you will have something that looks like an ear. So when we come off in a sec, clean your picture up, get it shared, stick your name and age on. No, don't do that. It's not Tony Hart. But there we go. So, hey Susie. So we've got an ear that looks sort of like an ear. It's attached to a bit of a head. We went from basics. So the basics were, if we rewind a bit, we did a line that's so not vertical, slightly off. We went down, we went across, we went in line with that. So we did that. That was our starting point. And then we did, and I am doing it very crudely, so ignore that. Yeah? So there's your ear. That's how we define our ear starting point. That's where we go from there to there, and then we start to flesh out. We flesh out all this and add the shading. And then eventually, when we get a bit more advanced and we do a bit more shading, then we start to get to this level. So again, this would then turn into somebody over here who might, you know, he might have his eye over this sort of way. Yeah? I am just making this up as I go along, but it gives you an idea of structure. So you are sort of starting to build up a drawing that is sort of tangible. So I hope everybody's enjoyed that. We are going to, if you want any recommendations for next week, doing hair is really difficult to sort of define an area of hair that we could all do. Might end up just all scribbling across the page. But let me just have a bit of my wine. It's hard work, all this talking. Let me take me out of here. Oof. Hello. So, yes. So what we're going to do is, if you can post your pictures online that you've done tonight, share your post, tell everybody how amazing the art class is, and people can come along and join in and do it with people. We'll share this now. I will put it on YouTube later. And let's get more artwork out there. And let's do, you know, it's a different pastime for everybody to have a go at. I hope you've all enjoyed it. And it beats doing Joe Wicks. Drawing's better than Joe Wicks, surely. So look out for my new artwork later in the week. It's going to be, I hope, off the scale. But in the meanwhile, all keep safe. Look after each other. Look after yourselves. And I will see you next Tuesday for a bit more drawing. We'll see where we get to next week. Okay, take care. See you later.